The News Wrap.
And while we're talking about coronavirus and COVID-19, in Melbourne there were 439 new cases detected overnight and 11 deaths, along with 12 cases in New South Wales. As you would well know, Victoria is now in total lockdown, but there is some conjecture about whether the draconian measures are going to be effective. I guess that's always going to be the $60,000 question. Emeritus Professor of Public Health and Community Medicine at Sydney University, Stephen Leader, had a chat about that issue with Gareth on the morning program.
Blaming individuals has no track record of success when it comes to promoting health. It's like stigmatising smokers or saying negative things about people who are overweight doesn't help. But the intention's a good one, and I think we need to go back to the principles of promoting health to see what combination of what we'd call structural things, that is, laws saying everyone has to wear a mask, and communication with the individual. This was the case with the control of HIV/AIDS, when we had very sophisticated communications using advertising like Grim Reaper and so on, and set up social rules about sexual behaviour that made good sense. So if you combine all of these things, you get a good result. But stigmatising people and being too draconian about it without a sufficient backup of advertising and education is really not the right recipe.
You know, he's right. The moment you stigmatise people, the first thing you do is put their backs up. And the moment you put somebody's back up, what do? They get defensive. So even if they're defending what others would argue is the indefensible, they're forced to defend it simply because their back's against the wall. Well, a record 62% of the value of WA's merchandise exports are heading for China. That's a word from the Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chief Economist Aaron Morey. He had a chat about it with Ollie on Perth Live.
China is important to a range of sectors of our economy, commodities such as LNG and the like, but also that service sector, tourism, international education, one of the most important markets for those services and those sectors as well. For a long time, the WA economy and WA policymakers have been keen to see what we can do to diversify our economy on a range of fronts, and there's been efforts to really grow the international education sector, tourism. Clearly that's going to suffer in the short term, but clearly something that we need to keep an eye on. But at the same time, clearly our trading relationship with China is a blessing. So many WA families depend on that trading relationship. That's why it's really important, Ollie, that we take a very careful and constructive, mature approach to engaging with that important trading partner.
Can't help but think sometimes we're talking about something where the horse is well and truly bolted, and we're then saying, well, OK, how are we going to deal with the situation now? It is one with which we are going to have to deal, and like everything, I suppose, there is an element of diplomacy required. And I must confess, when it comes to talking about diplomacy, I'm the last person to talk to. We've got some good news for a crumbling icon of WA's past. I love the fact that we can preserve some of our history. The Ascot brick kilns have been falling apart but will now be taken in hand under the state government's recovery plan. Sharon Holtz from the Ascot Kilns and Parryfield Action Group had a chat with Gareth about it this morning.
We were delighted to be informed on Sunday that the Ascot Kilns have received funding, or the state government will fund the repair and restoration of the kilns and also the development of the surrounding area as part of the $300 million announcement that they made on Sunday regarding sport and community infrastructure.
So how much for the kilns?
$6 million or possibly slightly more.
What will that money buy, do you know?
We believe there is some remediation work that needs to be done in the groundwork, but it has been indicated that the development will look as we have been hoping for, which is public open space, recreational area and a tourist hub.
As a person who has long believed that, yes, we do have to progress, we do have to move on, one of the sad things is we have not been smart about preserving essential elements of our history. And yes, we do have to have a discussion and decide what are and what forms essential elements of our history, but there is no doubt that we do need to preserve parts of our past. We do need to be able to look back and say, this is from whence we came. The whole notion of just completely renewing everything without regard to anything that's there at the time has not been good planning policy. So hopefully what we'll get is a good sense of balance. Striking that balance, that is for smarter heads than mine, but I do think we need to strike that balance. Don't forget these stories and more, 6pr.com.au. Aylett, Ben, Mrs. Aylett's son, talking technology, joining you after the break.
Whether you have a business in the back shed or plans to take on the world, you can always learn a lot by listening to others. Listen to friends and family in business. Listen to other business owners. And listen to Let's Talk Business with Peter Switzer. Every Monday, tune into Mornings with Gareth Parker at 11 a.m. when Gareth is joined by Peter Switzer to talk about the best ways to start, grow and manage your business. Let's Talk Business, thanks to Officeworks, helping you make bigger things happen. Monday mornings at 11 on 6PR.
Watch out for the Mobil 1 Middies Rocket Race this weekend in the Darwin Triple Crown Supercars Championship. Hometown hero Bryce Fullwood, a one-time electrical apprentice in Darwin and last year's Super 2 Series champion, leads the way for Middies racing. Great customer service, their tech energy experts and great value sets Middies Electrical apart. Their local support and lasting relationships will drive your success. Middies Electrical, offering you more. Follow all the racing action on the Middies Electrical Facebook page.
And just like that, award-winning dining at Crown is back. World-class Japanese at Nobu is back. The finest French cuisine at Bistro Guillaume is back. Traditional yum cha at Silk's back. And exquisite cocktails at TWR, that's back too. From delicious date nights to long overdue get-togethers with friends, they're all back at Crown. Find out how we're safely welcoming you at crownperth.com.au and live a little again at Crown. Drink responsibly.
Reimagine what aged care could be like. At Regis, our highly trained caring staff can help you love the life you live. We use innovative programs and proven systems to care for our residents and support their choices so they feel secure and comfortable, can stay connected with loved ones and can be confident about their care. With 9 homes across Western Australia, find out how Regis can help you live your life on your terms. Call us on 1300 998 100 or visit regis.com.au.
Want the biggest brands at the lowest prices? Then head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brands like Isocol Multi-Purpose Antibacterial Spray, just $5.39. Get Panadol Osteo 96 caplets for only $5.99. Or soothe and protect your eyes with Sustain Complete All-in-One Eye Drops for $13.99. And when you feel a dry cough, try Bisolven Chesty Dry Fort, available in 100 easy-to-swallow tablets, now just $16.49. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
This is Perth Tonight with Chris Ilsley on 882 6PR.
And if you have any trouble with your technology, if your phone is, well, apparently philandering, if your TV is not turning on, and if your computer is cactus, this is the man to have a chat to. The man to whom I refer, of course, is Ben Aylett. 1L, 2 T's in Aylett, benaylett.com. And who these days also works for Red Piranha. Mate, yes. I don't know about the company, but I think it's just got the coolest name.
They've got a really awesome name, and I think it sort of speaks to the kind of quality of product they're putting out as well. So just to fill everyone in, yes, I'm no longer going to be running around and hitting the streets and helping people because I'm full-time working with Red Piranha as their product manager. Yeah. So it's a very, very
They're a
exciting
cybersecurity firm, so the notion of Piranha is they go around and they eat all the bad stuff.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's one way to put it for sure, yeah.
So you never thought of trust me, mate, you wouldn't want me as your marketing manager.
Yeah, no, I'm actually really excited with the Red Piranha appointment and the product they've got. Yeah. And it is actually a great security product, and it puts, in a nutshell, it puts enterprise-class security in the hands of small businesses. So if you've got a small business, you can get the kind of security that would take millions of dollars to set up a security operations centre and millions more to run day after day. And you can get it for a fraction of that cost just by going to Red Piranha.
All right, 92211882. Ben Aylett is here.
Yes.
To have a chat about technology. Hi, Joanne.
Oh, hi, Chris and Ben. Ben, can I ask you, I wanted to ask you last week and we ran out of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
NBN, which I haven't really got it past base 1, but...
Okay. You're lucky, Joanne.
Yes.
You do not realise how lucky you are. But anyway,
come on, Chris.
Oh, it depends, Chris. But anyway,
yeah.
I think the nightmare is still to come. But look,
sorry,
when we were discussing NBN with Telstra, the lady suggested to me I could have a battery which UPS, uninterrupted power supply.
That's right.
And she said, if your power goes out, at least you'll have 4 hours. So I thought, yep, good. Now, what's happened, when the Telstra tech came, which I think I said to you last week, we didn't get very far because, anyway.
Time, yes.
I then mentioned to him, I said, look, I've got the battery here. And he sort of gave me a bit of a look. And I said, am I wasting my money? But then what happened, the next thing he said to me, we're not getting a signal, so that was the end of that. But Ben, my question is, am I wasting my money with this battery? I got the impression from him, just the way he looked at me, that possibly I am.
All right. We've got to look at how often we're going to need that battery.
How could you be wasting your time with a battery that's a UPS, Ben?
Okay. You'd need a UPS or battery backup for your broadband service or your NBN service if you need to have a phone line available at all times through the broadband service. You do?
Which Joanne does. I knew that was going to be the case, yeah.
Okay, so if you do need that service, then yes, it is money well spent. How often do you get blackouts, Joanne?
Well, see, that's the thing. It's really kind of, I guess, intermittent. Sometimes I might say, sometimes I feel, oh, yeah, more than enough. But then other times I think, yeah, having a good run.
All right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, but you have had blackouts in the past and you expect there'll be more in the future.
Oh, I guess so.
Yeah, there will be.
Okay, well, from that point of view, what you're doing there is you're investing in making sure that the service you're paying for and the service that you rely on is stable and will be available whenever you need it.
See, this is another aspect of where the NBN sucks, Joanne.
Yes.
This is where I actually argue it's a retrograde step.
Yes.
The plain old telephone system might have been oh so very 1950s, but when the power went out, your phone still worked. I mean, after Cyclone Albi, the phone still worked. There was no power, but the phone still worked.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, there's that, but there's also, at a real pinch, if you've got a mobile phone, that's perfect as well for a good backup too. Do you have a mobile phone as well?
How do you want me to answer that?
Answer it honestly, Joanne.
No is okay.
Yeah, no's quite okay, Joanne. You've got one, but you don't like it, correct?
Oh, something like that.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. Just admit it. It's not a big deal.
That's okay.
Oh, no, there's a bit... Anyway, yeah.
That's okay. Joanne, if you have a mobile phone, you don't like it or you don't want to use a mobile phone, that's a perfectly acceptable answer.
Well, do you know what, Chris? Half the time it doesn't work. That's the issue. We won't go there.
That's right. That's right. And then the moment they want to put a mobile phone tower up, somebody will form an action group and protest, and you don't get the mobile phone tower and the reception doesn't happen.
Yeah, so you got a phone that doesn't work. If only there was someone you could call on the radio about phones that don't work. I don't know. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head.
Phones that don't work, yeah.
Who'd you talk to?
Is this mobile or...
Oh, you don't know. He's just trying to get me started, Joanne. So the other key to Joanne's question, this is a very important part, is when she asked about the battery and the tech sort of looked at her and gone, I interpret that one or two ways. Either one, he's been trained as a monkey and he can just do one or two things and that's all he can do. Or he just simply doesn't want to do it because he goes thinking to himself, hell, this means I've got to do extra work and I've got 10 other jobs to do today.
Yeah. You know what?
And then what overtook Chris was when suddenly he said to me, we're not getting a signal.
Yeah.
And that then
well, that becomes a moot point. I would have turned around at that point and said, well, you're the technician, figure out why and give us a signal, please.
Well, he said it's because of I think I did mention it last week.
But that's his... You see, this is what gets me nuts.
All right.
That is a them problem. That is not a you problem.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Look, if it carries on any longer, get in touch with the TIO or the Telecommunications Industry Ombudsman and make sure that you lodge a complaint with your telco first to say, look, it's not happening quickly enough. I want a reference number. You then take that reference number to the TIO and then they start giving the telco a real hard time. And look, in regards to the look that you got from the technician, I would say Chris is bang on with option number 2. So technicians...
He's just looked at it and gone, this is too hard.
No, not too hard. Like, I'm only paid so much to do a job.
I can't be bothered.
And it's going to take me even longer. So I'm going to make less money today.
Tough break, Techo.
All right, very quickly, if I wanted to ring NB, or that's just it, Telstra or whatever,
Telstra.
NBN, is there a special number? Because he told me just ring Telstra.
Yeah, well, that's
just
right.
ring Telstra.
Because they're your service provider. Thank you, Joanne. That's a big thing. Nobody in the public, if you are a member of the public, do not ring NBN. NBN are a wholesaler.
Exactly.
You know, if you go and you buy, I don't know, a packet of biscuits and they're all busted, and you want to go back to your supermarket, Coles, Woolies, Aldi, whatever, and complain,
Yep.
you go back to the supermarket and complain.
Yep. You don't go.
You
back
don't
to
ring
Arnott's.
up Arnott's.
No.
Hi, Norman.
iPhone is 4.5 years old. I applied for a new one in the US, a new iPhone SE 2020.
What, under the NDIS?
Yes. Applying for a new one.
Yep. So what's your question specifically,
I want
Norman?
to know what's different between the iPhone 6S and the iPhone SE 2020.
So you're talking about the current of iPhone SE, did you say?
The new one's out, the 2020.
That's the
SE.
iPhone 11, isn't it?
Oh, no, the iPhone SE, that is it's sort of like I suppose a budget.
Like a budget
phone,
iPhone.
yeah.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
Yes, I'm just going to quickly have a quick look over it because I know that you're vision impaired. Okay, yes, the iPhone SE does actually have the home button, which a lot of people like.
For someone like Norman, that's going to be essential.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'd say the iPhone SE, it could still work because you use the home button a fair bit, don't you, Norman?
I do.
You do. All right.
I do all about apps as well, and I can't put videos because it's too much space on my iPhone 6, like video application music. I can't put the files on there.
Yeah, well, what you'll find is the new one will have a lot more capacity, Norman.
Yep.
Yeah.
More storage.
Yep, good stuff. And so it looks like a good move. Thank you very much for that. By the way, if you'd like to have a chat to Ben, talking technology, if yours is not functioning properly, or you have a question, I still have a question. We're so going to have a big question about the NBN at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, people like Joanne are in a position where they're forced to take up a service which actually becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Then you have a whole bunch of people who don't seem that keen. And you know something? If you work in the industry, if you work for a telco, listen now. Don't tell people that it's an NBN problem.
Don't
It's
use
a
those letters.
you problem.
Yes. It's not, it's something that should not be palmed off to the wholesaler because they can't do anything about it, and they shouldn't.
No, and not only that, if there is an issue with the wholesaler, that's between the telco or the ISP and the wholesaler. It has nothing to do with the customer. So it doesn't matter whether you're with Telstra, Optus, Vodafone, iiNet, Carrier Pigeon. If you have a problem and it's a NBN problem, then that is for your carrier and NBN to sort out. It's got nothing to do with you. What your carrier should be saying to you is, yes, we do appear to have a problem here. We will sort it, because that is their obligation. Your business dealings are with your carrier. Nobody, apart from carriers, deals with the NBN. The NBN is a wholesale organisation. Getting back to the biscuit analogy, you buy your biscuits if you're buying biscuits from Coles or Woolies or Aldi. You are not buying them directly from Arnott's, and that's the difference. I'd like to have a chat to Ben. 922 11882 is our number.
Tomorrow doesn't have to be as hard as today. Tomorrow's a chance to get things sorted, to get on top of bills, to have a plan and get things back on track. But you can't always do it by yourself. You need a partner like Synergy who will work with you, with energy management advice and tools and payment plans and one-on-one support to make tomorrow a little easier. To find out more, search Synergy Help for you.
G'day, Simon Beaumont here. So you want the latest in tech gear, but you have questions or you simply need some help? That's when you should see the team at Alltronics. Proud locals, Alltronics have been going the extra mile for their customers since 1976. From gadgets, cables and adapters to the latest in electronics and tech, Alltronics is WA's electronics hardware store. With 6 stores, including the new Joondalup store, see our mates at Alltronics today, where great service is always in stock. Or jump online, alltronics.com.au.
Looking to get more value from your home loan? Thinking about refinancing? It's never been a better time to explore your options with CommBank. Enjoy our lowest fixed rates and $2,000 cash back when you switch your eligible home loan of at least $250,000 to CommBank. Simply apply by October 31st and have your loan funded by December 31st this year. Search CommBank Home Loans. Make the move to a CommBank home loan. Excludes bridging loans. Conditions, fees and charges apply.
Toolmas, get the right tool from the start. They're as West Aussie as a golden sunset over Mullaloo Beach. With the biggest range of tools and equipment, Toolmart has been caring for their customers for over 40 years. and they're still about their customers. Toolmart, the West Aussie store for West Aussie people. With 12 great stores, there's one near you. Toolmart.com.au.
Toolmart, get the right tool from the start.
Baptist Care Home Care is a more rewarding kind of home care. Personalised service, genuine understanding and quality care. And for a short time, Baptist Care is also rewarding you with a free $250 EFTPOS card. It's yours when you join or switch to Baptist Care. You can get a home care package that's a little more rewarding and be eligible for a free $250 EFTPOS card. Register your interest today at baptistcare.com.au. Terms and conditions apply.
Morning. Nice new turf.
It was time for a change and don't want to spend our weekends mowing lawns or wasting water, so the wife and I decided to give all-season synthetic turf a call. And voila!
Looks real. Feels great. Is it Australian made?
Yes, and it comes with a lifetime guarantee too.
I can't get over how soft it feels, mate.
Hey, you wouldn't want to buy a lawnmower, would you?
Nah, mate. I'm giving all-season synthetic turf a call.
Proudly Australian-made and owned family business. Head online to ass2.net.au.
Until midnight on 6PR, this is Perth Tonight with Chris Ilsley.
Got some technology issues. Ben Aylett's here to talk technology, answer your questions and hopefully solve your problems, or at least point you in the direction that will help you do so. His website, benaylett.com. There is one L, two T's in Aylett. That's where you'll find all of his contact information as well. G'day, Phil.
G'day, guys. Hi, Ben. Look, it's all a bit confusing for me because I'm actually totally blind.
Okay.
I talked to you a few weeks ago about the Apple 8 SE, like the previous caller.
Mm-hmm.
I have been told today that hang off until September because there's going to be an additional update on that model.
Oh, okay. I'd believe it. They're always putting updates up, yeah.
Yeah, but it can do more than it used to do when it first came out, but there's going to be another addition to it.
So they're probably going to be doing a new model. And it's typically, September, is when they usually release it from memory.
Yeah.
So,
okay, my situation is, do I buy that and get a screen from Speed Dot in America so I've got the Braille overlay on the screen, or do I go for a Apple iPod?
Oh, okay.
With an overlay.
Look, an iPod really is not going to give you the functionality that you need. I would definitely recommend going for the phone over the iPod. Why were you considering an iPod? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, somebody said you can do Facebook and stuff more than you can on an iPhone.
No, not at all. Yeah, so the iPod or the iPod Touch, it can do some basic stuff, but when it comes to using things like Facebook and Twitter and really just using it as a communication device, which is what it's meant to do, an iPhone really is the way to go. It's got everything you need incorporated in it, and it does everything the iPod does and more.
Do you remember that blind program Jaws?
Yep, I do.
Okay, well, there's another thing on that now that I know it's not Jaws, but it's interactive. It's not series, but it's something else. It reads text on the screen.
Okay. Well, Siri does that.
So that would be it then, what they're talking about.
That would be it, yeah.
Does that chew up more gigabytes using her all the time?
No, I wouldn't think so, no. It should be pretty straightforward.
And for somebody just starting out, would I need 2, 5 or 10 gigabytes?
Oh, so we're now talking about the phone plans, aren't we?
Yeah, no, I'm going to buy the phone outright.
Yeah,
you buy the phone outright, but you still have to connect it to a mobile service.
Once you connect it to a mobile service, it's then going to come down to how much data do you want allocated each month, and that's what Ben's assuming you're talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't be doing much, not really. Probably I just want to download music. I'm just interested in history and music. So
Okay, all right, so podcasts and that sort of thing as well you might enjoy. 10 gig is probably the safe bet. If you, I know 2 gig is not enough, nowhere near enough.
The trouble is, Phil, too,
probably go for 5.
As a lot of people have discovered, if you take an allocation and you go beyond it, there's still scenarios where you get charged excess download.
Yeah, you get pinged.
And it burns a hole in your pocket like someone's putting a flamethrower through it, mate.
Are you allowed to recommend any service providers, Ben, or not?
Yeah, if he wants to.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want good coverage, Telstra or another service that uses Telstra. So myself, I use Boost. Boost is like the prepaid arm of Telstra, and I get the nice cheap cost of like a prepaid service, and I get the coverage of Telstra. And
so what do you reckon that would cost me for SC a month?
Okay.
If you're buying the phone outright, you only have to talk about the cost of the plan.
Yeah, the cost of the data.
Yeah.
So if we were to have a look at Boost Mobile, so I'll just have a quick look at the website here.
Is that the same as Belong?
Similar to them, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I heard Telstra and Belong as well, don't they?
Yes, they do. Yeah. So let's see. If we stick with Telstra, keep looking at it, and we say the 28-day expiry, and the cheapest plan is $20 a month, and that $20 a month will get you
45 gigs.
No, that gets you 5 gig.
Says
5 gigs, yeah.
5 gig.
45
so 20
gigs,
bucks.
it says here. Have a look here. Have a look there.
Yeah, that's. Oh, hang on a sec. Oh, that's on a 28 day or a 20-day sim?
28 day.
28-day sim. Okay.
Yeah. Did I do a bigger one of that, like 60 days or something?
No, it's month to month, and you can have it automatically top up as well. So you can get your credit card put into the app, and it will automatically bill your account and then top up your account when it runs out. At the end of the period.
Mm-hmm.
So can I do that just on a debit card with no ID?
Yeah. Yep, that's right. Well, you will still need.
No,
to
still need
provide
ID. We don't have the burner phone principle that they have in the US. Every phone service has to be identified to an individual, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, even when you buy month
Yep.
to month.
Yep.
Yeah. What if I haven't got? What's the basis for they would take me? Because I haven't got a passport.
Don't need a
I haven't
passport.
got a driver's license.
Well, you need some form of ID.
Medicare.
Yeah,
Medicare,
Medicare
yes,
card.
Medicare counts.
Yeah.
A debit card counts as well.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. I
let's
can do it.
Yeah.
You've also you can just grab a utility bill, so your power or water.
Yep.
Also counts.
So I just ring up Telstra and when I get it, go on to Boost.
Yep.
Or you can go straight into a store. So a lot of the big box stores that are also Telstra resellers, you can go in there, buy the phone, and they'll get you onto a plan right away too.
About $20 a month.
$20 a month.
Yep.
And that would be phone calls as well, or not?
Oh, phone calls are usually included as well as text messages. So as many phone calls and text messages as you can eat, so to speak.
Yeah.
It all comes down to the data. The data is the precious stuff.
And data's what you go online for. That's what you're talking about, the phone calls and everything else.
Said keep to 5, Okay.
Yeah, that's just hundreds and thousands they put on the top.
Ben, I tell you what, mate, you've answered so many questions tonight that's been bugging me.
I knew he'd do that.
I'm glad I could help, mate. It's and thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Phil. 922 11882. Last drinks if you'd like to have a chat to Ben about some technology.
Mm-hmm.
That is, and actually, oddly enough, that thing that Phil mentioned about ID, that is something I agree with. Otherwise, there'd be a whole bunch of people running around with what we often see on the movies referred to as burner phones that can't be identified or attached back to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be an organised criminal's paradise.
Yes.
So I do agree with the fact that we have to have a phone. The other thing is too, and the other way it protects it, it also makes, and we do have something in this country that is really good.
Yep.
It really is pointless now stealing a mobile phone in this country because somebody steals your phone, you just phone your ISP and get it turned off.
Yep.
And if somebody else buys it and they try and put a new SIM in, no can do. It will not work, and another phone company will not activate the phone.
That's
the
right.
phone is shut off until or unless you go back and say, I've got my phone back, I want it re-engaged.
Yeah. And the way that the telephone companies can do this is because each and every phone or the little the modem in that phone is given a serial number or an IEMI, and that number is unique to that phone, and it's logged to that SIM card, which is also logged to your account. So if your phone gets stolen, call the phone company, say my phone's stolen. They say no problem. They find your account. They know your SIM number, and then they know the IEMI number associated with that phone.
What they call the IMEI number. So if anyone ever talks to you about the IMEI number, they're talking to you about the IMEI.
That's right. And if you're buying a second-hand phone, it's always handy to get that IMEI number off them, and then you can go and contact your telco, or there are websites that'll check the IMEI number for you.
One of them is IMEI.info. That's IMEI.info, I-N-F-O.
That's right.
It's one way where you can check that. IMEI, by the way, is International Mobile Equipment Identity, which means that even if you tried to take a phone out of the country, it would still be a problem.
Exactly. That's right.
Yep. It's a very, very good system, isn't it?
Well, it's been working pretty well so far. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure someone's going to find something creative to make it a pain in the bum. But look, until then, we've got a good system. Let's go for that.
Yeah, no, look, it does a bit, and I suppose like everything, because the technology is changing and everything is moving on.
Yep.
It makes it a bit hard in some respects to try and catch up with that, doesn't it? It's just about the time that you're trying to create something that might get around a system. They come up with a new system or a new way of encoding the system that sets everyone back to zero again.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so, hey, look, speaking of new stuff coming out, have you heard about the Google Pixel 4a?
No, the phone. What's the story?
It's available for pre-order now. And what I like most about it is the price. It's $599. That's the Google Pixel 4a. It's what we call a mid-range phone, but it's got all the good stuff that you'd expect in a high-end phone. So it's got the really good camera that comes in the Google Pixel 4 and a whole bunch of other services. It is a really good quality phone. And if I was in the market to look for a new phone, I'd definitely be having a look at the Google Pixel 4a.
And like you say, it's more affordable. What was the price you said?
$599. You can pre-order it now, and it is shipping in mid-September.
Wow.
Yeah.
How have they been doing those Google phones? Pretty good?
Yeah, they're going really well. And the thing that I really like about the Google phones is that they are often the first Android phones to get an update. So like Apple, they make the hardware and the software. And as soon as there's an update, it's pushed to the phone. The same thing with Google, because they make the hardware and the software. As soon as there's a security update, you get it.
You get it. Makes it simple.
Sure does.
By the way, Ben Aylett's contact information is benaylett.com. 1 L, 2 T's in Aylett. My friend, we'll have a chat to you next week.
I'll catch you then.
And as always, your time much appreciated.
Hi there, it's Simon Beaumont. It is Cheryl Sang's birthday tomorrow. You may know her best as Samantha. Samantha sang this.
In the words of a broken heart, it's just emotion that's taking me over.
Sounds like the Bee Gees, hey. Also on the program, Jason Featherby on your Filthy Lucre and Ross Walker on your Constitution.
Spend your afternoon with Simon Beaumont tomorrow from midday on 882 6PR.
You'll smile with new style. You'll get